Exciting news for Formula One fans. Red Bull and Mercedes plan to introduce upgrades to their 2023 cars. These changes could have a significant impact on how well they perform. So what are these upgrades? How will they impact their performances? Stay tuned to find out. Let's begin with Mercedes. Mercedes, a dominant force in Formula One, suffered a significant setback during the first race of the season, the Bahrain Grand Prix. The team's poor performance prompted Toto Wolff, the team principal, to label it as their worst race and vow to make significant changes to the car. It has been rumoured that these changes will include visible modifications to the side pods, which have been a crucial element of the team's design philosophy. Mercedes have been following a zero-pod approach, which involves minimising the size of the side pods to increase aerodynamic efficiency. However, it appears that the team has identified a weakness in this design and is planning to address it as the season progresses, beginning with the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Mercedes is set to bring small upgrades to the W14 at the 2023 Saudi Arabian Grand Prix this weekend. Given the smooth tarmac surfaces, the upcoming race in Jeddah will be a big proving ground for the Brackley-based outfit. The Silver Arrows are expected to perform better than usual at the Jeddah Corniche circuit, especially after its small upgrades. The upcoming upgrades will be the first in the team's list of planned upgrades. Team boss Toto Wolff claims his team is looking to maximize every millisecond of performance from the W14. He said anything can happen in motor racing, so in Jeddah, we will work to maximize every aspect of our performance, chasing every point, every position, and every millisecond. This is one of the strengths of our driver lineup with Lewis and George. We are riders and we give everything we have, every time we take to the track. The smoother tarmac should help drivers Lewis Hamilton and George Russell manage their tyre degradation to a large extent, putting them right back into the competition. You're enjoying this video, right? You definitely don't want to miss out on other amazing videos. So all you have to do is hit the subscription button. It's that easy. Thanks for doing that. Let's move on. While there will be upgrades on the car for the upcoming race in Saudi Arabia, there are also changes planned for Imola. These will be mainly aerodynamic upgrades perhaps. As per reports, there are packages ready for the W14 in the wind tunnel, which are expected to be used on the car from Imola. Since the car is thought to suffer from a lack of downforce, these changes might help them perform much better than in past races. More importantly, a change in the side pod design could be noticed later in the season since it has been criticised ever since the aerodynamic regulation changes in 2022. Mercedes is the only team to use the concept on the grid, and it hasn't been going too well for them. While these changes will help the team in gaining some performance boosts, it cannot be expected that a few upgrades will help them catch Red Bull or Ferrari. Many have thought that this season might not be the one when Mercedes are finally able to regain the World Championship. However, if they focus on the 2024 car from now on, they could be competitive enough to win next season. The team's performance should improve going forward. Mercedes are now aware of who their competition is and what battles they will have on the track. From the looks of it, Ferrari, Aston Martin, and Mercedes will be in a 6-car battle for either 1 or 2 podium places going forward. This will be a tough battle for Hamilton and Russell on the circuit, but as it stands, it will come down to tyre management and strategically undercutting or overcutting their opponents. The team may not be pleased with its current standing, but there is still potential for success with the current state of the W14. Those in the Brackley factory will definitely be watching the team's performance closely in Saudi Arabia and Australia as they put together what they hope will be a massive upgrade package for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, with the aim of turning the W14 into the best car on the grid. Following their disastrous start to the 2023 Formula One season in Bahrain, Mercedes released a public statement addressing their fans. The team expresses their hope for continued support as they strive to return to the top of the leaderboard in the upcoming months. The Silver Arrows issued a letter to their fans in a bid to garner support. An extract from the letter read, "First, we won't panic or make knee-jerk reactions. In a spotlight as fierce as F1, people are quick to point fingers or look for scapegoats. But you know us better than that. Inside the team, we talk about having the courage to fail, but the character to be accountable, and the strength to see failure as an opportunity. We have been open and searingly honest about where we find ourselves, and we are working urgently and calmly to build our recovery plan, focusing on what needs to happen short-term, medium-term, and long-term to win. With the 2023 Saudi Arabian GP right around the corner, it will be interesting to see if Mercedes can edge closer to Red Bull on track. Hamilton predicted that Mercedes would win races again, but he did not give a timescale on when that might happen. Given the rate of progress required in the coming races compared to not just Red Bull, but other teams too, by the time Mercedes are able to find their feet, Hamilton does not think a title challenge will be possible. Hamilton said, "We've seen the proof is in the pudding. We've seen where the performance is and how people are extracting the performance. And we've got to now start making some bold decisions, some big moves in order to close the gap to these guys." Otherwise, Red Bull will run away with it, most likely this year, unless Ferrari can probably stop them, but we'll wait and see. But as I said, at some point during the year, we're hoping we might be able to close the gap. But at that point, it'll probably be too late in terms of fighting for a championship, but we can still turn some heads hopefully. Let's now talk about the reigning champions Red Bull. Red Bull is expected to bring upgrades to the RB19 for the Azerbaijan and Australian Grand Prix. Red Bull Racing's Max Verstappen proved to be unstoppable in the first Grand Prix of the season, taking home a well-deserved win with teammate Sergio Perez trailing closely behind. Fernando Alonso managed to secure the third spot on the podium, although he was left in the dust by Verstappen, who crossed the finish line an impressive 38 seconds ahead. However, the competition is about to get tougher as Red Bull Racing is set to introduce upgrades to their RB19 car in 2 of the next 3 races in Australia and Baku. Verstappen and Perez can surely breathe a sigh of relief knowing that their team is upping the ante, but the rest of the teams are left to grapple with the news. Red Bull Racing will start with a small upgrade for the Australian Grand Prix, followed by a significant upgrade for the 4th race of the season in Baku. Red Bull's impressive performance in the season opener has left their rivals Mercedes and Ferrari scratching their heads. Not only did Red Bull showcase their competitiveness on all corners of the track, but they also displayed impressive performance on the straightaways. However, what truly stood out was Red Bull's remarkable tyre wear. During the race in Bahrain, Red Bull was the only team to complete the race with 2 sets of soft tyres and 1 set of hard tyres, while all other teams required 2 sets of hard tyres to finish the race. This has left Mercedes and Ferrari struggling to understand what makes the RB19 so exceptional. To make things worse, the Milton Keynes-based team aren't taking their foot off the pedal, and with another upgrade, they will clearly be unbeatable. As Red Bull's dominance continues to grow, the pressure is mounting for their rivals to catch up. But for now, Verstappen and Perez are clearly enjoying their position at the top of the leaderboard. With the upcoming upgrades to their car, it seems that Red Bull Racing is poised to maintain their stronghold on the competition. Ferrari will also make some changes to their car as they head to the Saudi GP. For Ferrari, the single pylon wing will make its return at the Jeddah Corniche circuit this weekend. Specifically, a reinforced version will be fitted to the car during the first free practice session with the aim of increasing the efficiency of the floor. Thanks to a different direction of the aerodynamic flows, in fact, this component would make it possible to favour traction by shifting the centre of pressure towards the rear. Moreover, it is a solution already successfully adopted by Red Bull and Aston Martin, and it is not surprising that Ferrari will insist on this version. The rear wing, as well as on a structural level, will also be revised in terms of incidence of the flaps. The Saudi Arabian racetrack is among the fastest on the calendar and therefore imposes a higher main profile than seen in Bahrain. What's your thought about the upgrades that each team is introducing? What impact do you think these upgrades will have? Let me know in the comments section below. That will be all for today's video. Thanks for staying tuned. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and notification bell so that you can always get to watch more amazing videos like this. See you in the next video.